7. Okay, first start with the sway bar end links. Remove the top bolt on both sides and then slide it forward. Then remove the tie rod nut. Moving on to the upper control arm ball joint, but before we removed it off the knuckle, we had to loosen up the brake lines. Then we removed the brake caliper bolts and then hung it off to the side. Now we were able to remove the rotor, and then we loosened up the lower control arm ball joints, and then we broke away the ball joint from the spindle by hitting the strike point on the spindle with a hammer. And then we did the same for the lower control arm ball joint. So we removed the upper shock bolt and then the 2 lower shock bolts. Then we were able to remove the shock. Now that everything is loose, it will be easy to remove the spindle. Now we supported the lower control arm with the jack. In order to get the coil out, we had to loosen up the bolts that attach to the lower A-arms to the cross members. And that will droop the lower arms enough to remove the coil. Now we were able to put in the new coil. We cautiously used the spring compressor to be able to slip the new coil into place. Being aware of the correct placement of the coil isolator. Then we removed the coil compressor. Now we switched out the new spindle using thread locker to attach the spindle to the hub assembly. When that was done, it was time to put the new spindle in. We started at the bottom with the lower control arm ball joint, then moved to the top. When those were in place, we were able to tighten those nuts down. Now Maxtrac accidentally set us the wrong front shocks, so we used those until we were able to get the correct ones in. And the shock goes in from the bottom, and the nut on top goes first to hold it in place, and then the 2 bolts on the bottom. Then it was time to install the rotors. This kit comes with extended brake lines, so we had to remove the old brake lines and attach the new ones, starting with the top. And then we reattached the brake caliper assembly. Then attach the new brake line to the caliper. We had to straighten out the brake line bracket, so we used a hammer. Now the sway bar goes back into place. Then the tie rods. Then reattaching the ABS plug. Okay, onto the rear. We started off by loosening the lower shock bolts. then the track bar bolt on the driver's side. Then we loosened the links, but we did not remove those bolts. Then we removed the sway bar end links. Then we were able to remove the coil. Now to install the new coil and the coil spacer. We removed the track bar in order to install the track bar drop bracket. Insert the bolt to line it up, and then we measured 4 inches from that bolt, and then 1 inch over. But in order to get the drill into that spot, we had to release the exhaust from the hanger. Once the hole is made, we were able to slide that bolt in and attach the nut from the back side. So there were 2 holes needed, and the other holes on the front side, so we inserted a bit into the hole of the drop bracket and drilled through. Same thing, inserted the bolt and attached the nut from the back side. Then we tightened all the bolts down. Then inserted the track bar. Install the sway bar end link and drop brackets. Attach the sway bar and the brake line rod to the new bracket. Now we can move on to the shocks. Now to install the shock on the driver's side, we did have to remove the fender liner. With that loose, we were able to get to the shock nut using a crow's foot attachment. With that out, we were able to install the new Fox shocks. Now we finished up the work on the driver's side sway bar bracket. And put the e-brake bracket in place. Then we reinstalled the fender liner. Now onto the wheels. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. We're consistently putting out videos like this one, so you don't want to miss out. And once the truck was off the rack, we tightened down the track bar bolt on the driver's side. Okay, if you've got a Dodge and you want a kit like this, just click the link in the description below. That'll take you directly to the product page. Also, we do have financing available. We are the car stereo and performance shop where you can charge it so you can get what you want and make easy, low monthly payments. Also, if you're local, we're located at 465 North Oxnard Boulevard in the beautiful city of Oxnard. If you found this video informative, useful in any way, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.